Hello, hello, and welcome to today's podcast episode. Today we have a guest, Christine McInnis, with us, and we're really excited to have her on the show.
Okay. Thank you for having me. I am excited to be here and to share some things that I wish I had known when I was a student and things that I actively use as a parent these days.
Awesome. Yeah, so can you go ahead and give us a little bit of your background, Christine, and kind of what it is that you do?
So I am a holistic healer. My training is based in reflexology therapy, but has expanded to include a lot of mindfulness, visualization, meditations, and breath work. I'm also currently training in hypnotherapy to further support people through this. But I do a lot of work, particularly with females during their childbearing years, to help support them both through hormonal health and reducing overall stress. But I do also work with infants and children as well for much the same sort of aspects. So
Awesome.
Yeah,
I love that. I think it's crucially important. I don't think we realize how much hormones and all sorts of things come into play with our physical, mental, social health, like all of that. It's
exactly
kind of all connected.
And I think people forget that cortisol is a hormone. It's the stress hormone. And there are amazing mind-body practices, like the one I'll go through today, that's amazing for helping to better regulate our cortisol levels and function. And this is it's just an amazing skill to have for any time of stress in your life, to have the tools to help to bring your body back to center, both for your mental calmness, but also for overall body function. Because if our hormones aren't functioning well, we're not functioning well. Our digestion isn't functioning well. Our, body's ability to heal, to sleep, to think isn't functioning well. So being able to bring in practices to manage stress and regulate cortisol is so important.
It's interesting for somebody like myself, and I'm sure many others out there who just feel too busy to take the time to do this. But it's probably more important, right? Because we'll be more regulated and better prepared to be able to do the tasks we have to do. But it's tough.
And it doesn't take a lot of time. 5 minutes is all you need. Once you get really good at doing these practices, I only take 5 minutes, but I'll do it maybe multiple times throughout the day. And it makes a huge difference.
That sounds very doable.
Yeah, it's so doable. I am like a broken record with my clients. It doesn't have to be a huge commitment to see big effects. Doing a small practice regularly is going to have a bigger effect than feeling you have to commit to like an hour-long meditation or yoga session that you only do once a week. That 5 minutes a day is going to do more for you.
Yeah.
But ideally do both, but yeah.
Yes, but start somewhere, right? And I think you mentioned something important. A lot of us, like, stress is something that's not going to go away. We all have stress factors, things we have to do. And if our cortisol levels are always in a heightened state, then you're never going to be able to get out of your head with the whole fight or flight, right? You're just constantly stressed and not able to think clearly. And all of that information, is just running through your brain, and you're like, where do I start? And that's when overwhelm kicks in, right?
and I think one of the reasons I personally kind of connected with your mission as a podcast is you're looking at supporting, children and young adults as they're moving through school and starting to get into more stressful situations like testing, like having to meet demands often of extracurricular activities, plus the academic, plus their general life commitments, plus all of the stress that comes from learning how to interact with other people as you grow into an adult, all the interpersonal relationships. And that's an area I had a lot of struggles in as a teen. I did not have the tools for emotional regulation. I did not have the tools to ground and, move out of my stress. And I still am a very sensitive person, sensitive to noise and sensitive to activity and external stimuli. So I very much kind of relate to that situation of feeling overwhelmed and feeling trapped and feeling like you just can't cope with a situation. And that's why I wanted to share a really simple practice that has a really big effect.
Awesome.
Love it.
Yeah. And like you mentioned, 5 minutes a day, right? Everybody can do that. Set aside 5 minutes, whether it's at the beginning of the day, the middle of your day, or for students right before you take a test, maybe, just to kind of recenter. So you mentioned this mindfulness, term. And so can you kind of break down like the power of mindfulness before we just dive into this practice so that people listening can maybe understand a little bit more about why mindfulness is effective and how it can help?
Yeah. I mean, for me, mindfulness refers to the connection between mind and body. So being aware of what's going on in your body and having an understanding of how what you are thinking, what are you doing with your mind can affect the way that your body is also functioning. So often when we're in a state of heightened stress, energetically, we're very much stuck up in our heads. So this is that monkey mind, that busyness, that, just sometimes you'll even feel like pressure building in your head physically. And when our energy is all focused up by our head, we are not able to be aware of what's happening with our body. So mindfulness is tuning into our body, all of it, helping the energetics of our body to be more evenly spread throughout our whole self, and then helping to get ourselves to a place where we're responding rather than reacting to that external stimuli. But the first thing is to connect with your body. The most important.
Which I think might be a new concept for some people, right? Like, because they just think, well, I'm just doing the things, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know when I kind of first started learning about mindfulness, they were like, well, where do you feel that in your body? And I'm like, I don't know. And then as I've continued on, I'm like, oh, I get like tense in my shoulders when I'm stressed. And so that's where it's showing up for me, and so just asking yourself those questions and trying to figure out, okay, how can I bring this back so that I'm not so tense and my body's tight and stressed,
Yeah, we're not taught this, right? We're not, or maybe some of us are, but I never was.
Still a newbie to all this, so I'm learning here.
So we need to learn how to tune into our body. And it's really quite simple, but our bodies are wise, our bodies hold the answers. And the first step is to listen. Once we listen and recognize, like you mentioned, the tension being held in the shoulders. Once you know your tension's holding your shoulders, you can then go throughout your daily life and pay attention to, oh, my shoulders are tensing up right now. I guess interactions with this person cause me stress. Okay, let's reevaluate how I'm interacting in this situation. And then to take that one step further, you can take that tension in your shoulders, breathe into it, and then release through the breath that tension. So it helps you both in how you interact with the world, but also gives you the tools to, when you are taking on that stress, to release it so it doesn't carry on through all of your day.
Awesome. Yeah, I think there's definitely a science to mindfulness, right? And it's
Oh, for sure.
yeah, and it is a learning practice. And so um just for those that are maybe starting out on this mindfulness practice, learning how to connect with their body, what would be kind of your advice for them if they get frustrated or it's not working for them immediately? Like what pointers would you have for them as they're trying this out?
Be consistent and write it down. So the practice I'll share is only 5 minutes long. So even if you're not feeling stressed, or even if you don't feel like it might work, just do the practice and then take 1 or 2 minutes to write down what you felt. And then go back to that every couple weeks and see if you're noticing any patterns in what you feel after the practice, because that will start to reinforce the fact that there are patterns happening in where you're holding tension in your body. And that's the first step. Is the most important thing is to build that awareness, because if we don't see and understand what's affecting us, we can't change it. So building awareness through daily practice and having a way to record what we're feeling.
There you go. It's like a habit, the consistency. And
Yeah.
this is like for your mental health, like an exercise for your
Yes.
mental health versus your physical health. And hey, this one only takes 5 minutes instead of, 40 minutes at the gym.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, exactly. We're taught the importance of physical exercise and doing that every day. It's the same thing with our mental and emotional health. We
yeah,
need to build up those healthy practices.
totally.
I like that.
Awesome. Okay, great. Well, let's dive into this practice. I'm really excited to see this, and I think it will be helpful for a lot of our listeners, even the parents who might be stressed out about their kids or jobs or whatever, and then especially for our students if they're stressed about a quiz or a test or even writing a paper. I think these will be some great pointers. So take it away, Christine. I'm excited.
So before we start, just mentioning that about the journaling triggered this for me. If you do have a pen and paper, grab that and have it handy just to write down what you experienced after this exercise. Okay, now let's get started. So find a seat in a comfortable position. Ideally, if your feet can be flat on the ground, sitting in a chair or lying down on the floor, a couch, or a bed, somewhere where your body can be completely relaxed and at ease. Okay, from this position at ease, I would like everyone to start by taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. Inhale through your nose, feeling your belly expand and your chest rise. And exhale through your mouth, feeling your belly move towards your spine. Inhale, belly out, chest rise. Exhale, chest down, navel to spine. Again, inhale, belly out, chest rise. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed, down and back. Exhale, chest down, belly to spine. Relax any tension you're holding in your jaw or tongue. Inhale, belly out, chest up. Exhale, chest back, belly to spine. Last deep breath. We'll make this your deepest one yet. Inhale, expanding that belly, expanding that chest, feeling the breath fill all the way up into your neck. And exhaling, make a sound with your mouth as you exhale, emptying all the breath out of your lungs. all the breath out of your belly. Now that we're in a relaxed and centered state, return to a natural breath. We're going to complete a quick body scan and relaxation. As we bring our attention to each part of your body, notice without judgment what you're feeling, if there's some areas that hold more tension than others, or if you have any thoughts, fears, worries, concerns, joys, or memories that come up when we get to a certain body part. Those will be good to note down at the end of the session. So start by bringing your attention to your feet. Feel into your feet. Do they feel warm? Maybe they feel cold. They feel heavy, light. When you bring your attention to your feet, do you notice any colors? Do you feel any pain or tension? Or do you just notice the space that they are taking up? As you bring your attention to your feet, visualize a gentle golden glow spreading throughout all of your feet. Feel that glow filling all of your feet. And now visualize all of both your feet relax. We're going to continue this throughout our bodies. Bring your attention to your ankles. Do you sense anything of note? Bring that warm golden light up from your feet into your ankles. Feel it spread and fill throughout your ankles, releasing all tension in your ankles. Bring your attention to your calves and your shins. What do you notice? Bring that golden light up through your calves and shins, releasing all held tension as you do so. Bring your attention to your knees. Is there any soreness or discomfort in your knees? As the warm golden light washes up into your knees, feel any discomfort dissipate as this golden light fills all of your knees. Bring your attention to your thighs. Feel the weight of your thighs as they are supported by your chair, the earth, the surface below you. What do you notice? Bring that warm golden light up to fill all of your thighs, front and back. Bring your attention to your hips. This is an area where a lot of us hold a lot of tension. The hips can hold a lot of emotions. So notice when you feel into your left hip, you feel into your right hip, you feel your sit bones, the pressure where they sit. What do you notice? Is there a difference between the left and the right? Bring that warm golden light now into your hips and pelvis. Feel it fill all of the joints, washing over all of your hip joints, bones, and pelvis with that golden light. As it does, feel yourself settle a bit deeper into the surface you are resting on. Tension being released from your hips. Feel all of your legs up to your hips bathed in that warm glow. Now bring your attention up to your lower back and abdomen. Notice if you're holding any tension here. And as this golden light continues to wash upwards, feel it fill your lower abdominal cavity, dissipating any tension that is being held in your abdomen or lower digestive tract. Bring your attention to the lower edge of your rib cage and your diaphragm. Notice your natural breath. Is it moving with each breath? How much? Notice what you feel here, and then bring that warm golden light up, up, up until it's just filling the bottom of your rib cage, washing around the middle of your spine, filling all of your abdomen with the warm golden light. Bring your attention up to your chest. Feel it move in and out with your breath. Feel into your upper spine. Is there any tension being held here? Bring that warm golden light up into your upper chest and upper spine. Feel it fill all of your torso. Bring your attention to your shoulders. Can you release them anymore? Are they holding tension? Are they being pulled forwards? Or are they relaxed backwards and down? Is the left different than the right? Bring that golden light into both your shoulders, and as you do, feel all tension being held there flow down your arms, fingertips, released into the air. As this does so, your shoulders become soft, able to fall backwards and down, hanging loosely, gently, and softly in space. Bring that warm golden light now through your shoulders, down your arms, down to your elbows, your forearms, and your hands. All of your arms bathed in this warm golden light. All of our body bathed in this warm golden light. Bring our attention to our neck. What do you feel in your neck? How did the vertebrae at the back of your neck feel? How does the front of your neck feel? Is there any achiness or tension here? As that warm golden light moves up into our neck, feel it start to dissipate any tension. Feel it start to bring an ease to our voice. And even more so, help that golden light fill our throats and give us the ability to speak our truth, speak our mind. Enable us to have our voices heard and understood in our lives. Move your attention up to your skull. Feel all of your scalp. Feel if you're holding any tension. And as that golden light washes from the back of your neck up and around, all of your scalp starts to get just a gentle tingle, releasing any tension that we're holding there. That attention moves towards our forehead, the light spreading down to our eyebrows, releasing all tension in our forehead. Feel that golden light wash down and over our face, releasing tension around our eyes, cheeks, nose, and jaw. Feel your jaw release and relax. Much as your shoulders are now hanging loose and relaxed, so is your jaw. It's able to let go. And bring that awareness to the center of your head. You may feel tension here. You may notice colors, emotions, thoughts coming up. Feel that warm golden light soak into your brain any headache or tension you're feeling. Try to have that move out with your breath as this golden light moves in, filling all of your head with calm. Now feel all of your body bathed in this golden light. You're noticing what you feel, but there is no judgment. It just is what you have noticed. If you've noticed tension in any parts of your body, feel that golden light move now from your head down to your feet. And as that light moves down your body again, getting back to your feet, it brings with it any tension. And that tension is washed out through your feet into the ground, into the air, away from yourself. You are left with calm, relaxed state of being. Now we're going to start to bring our attention back to the space where we are. So start to listen for any noises around you. Start to remember without opening your eyes, what does the room around you look like? Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch your arms up ahead, a little side bend to the right and the left. And bring your hands down in front of your eyes. Open your eyes and release your hands, coming back to the room. This is a time when, if you notice anything throughout that practice, you'll want to write it down. Just simply note the body part and what was noticed there, whether it was a feeling, just general tension, a color, or a memory. If you didn't notice anything, that's fine. I'm sure at the very least you're feeling more grounded and more relaxed. And whenever you're ready, we can continue.
Awesome. That was great.
That might have been a bit more than 5 minutes with
Sure,
the
yeah.
guiding, but you can do it yourself on your own a little bit faster once you get used to the practice.
Yeah.
I definitely feel more relaxed. Wow.
Yeah.
Me too. I was like, man, I could probably fall asleep, but
Yes. Me too, actually. Yeah.
no, that was awesome. For me, I was like, okay, like the bottom half of my body was good. And then once we hit the lower back, I was like, oh, wow, that's where my attention
Yeah.
is.
And often shoulders, neck, and jaw, those are 3 of the big points. Yeah. And then as well as back and hips. But you never know where something's going to show up in the body. And then there's practices that build on that as well to then help to figure out, like, is there something, some emotions, memories, fears that you're holding on to that are making it harder to release that tension or find healing in that body part. But this is the foundation, becoming aware.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea. I knew I had tension in my shoulders, but didn't realize how much was like in my face and my like teeth and jaw. So like, whoa, crazy.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. I know when you said like let your jaw go and relax, mine like physically popped. Like I heard it pop.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow.
And that goes back to the power of the mindfulness, of like the power of mind to control and make changes to how we're holding tension in our bodies. So just thinking about bringing the awareness to relaxing the jaw, releases that tension without having to do any exercises or massage or anything external.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that was great. Thank you. I definitely feel more relaxed. I think this will help students to just take a minute before they dive right into a test, because if they're already coming from a state of stress, it's just going to be further aggravated, right?
Yeah. And pushing through isn't the most effective way. So if you're feeling stressed about a test and you're in that mode of like, crap, I have to do this, I have to like find these answers somewhere in my brain, doing this, like you can do this while just seated at that desk about to take that test. I mean, you don't have to do the stretches and the like hands over the eyes. Like you can do a simplified version, but just close your eyes for a moment, do a quick couple breaths, do the body scan, and those answers that you studied for, they're going to come to you more easily if you're in that state versus the stressed out state. So it's a great tool to have.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so like if they're getting ready to even study, you think that would be probably a good time as well to do this practice, because then their brain and everything will be a little more relaxed to maybe be in a state of understanding the information a little better as well?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I do this practice before I open my email inbox. Because that can be overwhelming at times. And it helps me, other cases where I might be like, oh crap, I don't know how to answer this email. If I do this practice first, I find I'm not sitting there stressing over how to say the right words. It flows a lot faster. So for any sort of intellectual exercise, getting in touch with your body enables things to flow a bit more easily.
Awesome. I love it. Great. Well, thank you so much for this, Christine. We really appreciate it. I think this was a great practice and hope that our listeners are able to implement it in their lives. I know I'm going to take that 5 minutes to make it a priority for myself. And then, where can people find you? Your website, social media, all of those things.
Yeah, so I recommend checking out my Instagram at Willow, WILLOW _therapies, THERAPIES. I do weekly guided mindfulness exercises every Friday. So you can catch me live for those, and the replay is always posted. So I change them up for different focuses and supports. I also provide a lot of support for migraine, headache, and hormone health. And you can find information about those services at www.online.willowtherapies.ca to learn more.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll include that in the show notes so that everybody can find you. And thanks for coming today, Christine. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Christine. This was so cool. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Sarah. Yeah.
Thank you.
I love that. Yeah.
Awesome.